Hi folks, Dave Schmidt here. It's the morning of August 16th as I'm coming to you today. And this is the weekly video program for the newsletter that comes out on the 17th of August each Wednesday along with the radio program that night. This week, I'll keep the video short. I'm not going to go into detail about what's going on in RVGCR world, but I do want to give what is called some background, and here's why. In the last 3 weeks, I've had about 6,000 new people sign up on the newsletter list. So a lot of you are brand new to what I do here. So let me give an explanation. Each week on Tuesday nights, I send out the newsletter, and it's usually the Wednesday posted date. Most of the newsletter content is in video, but it coincides with the radio program on Wednesday night. Now, if you're watching this video on YouTube, and this is all that you're seeing, you're only getting a part of what is there. Because see, the YouTube is an addendum to the weekly newsletter. Now, also, let me explain. People will say, well, how do I find that? If you will notice, at the beginning of the newsletter and at the ending of the newsletter, I always post my contact information. I want to make a comment about those of you that send in questions on YouTube. I don't answer questions there. It's not that I don't want to, I just don't have the time. I have about 11 different ways that people can contact me. And when you have over 16,000 people on your newsletter list, you can imagine what begins to happen. I don't have time in the day to sit down and to be constantly browsing all day long all of these 11 different sources. And here's what's different on YouTube. When people send in a question, if I respond, then they want to get into a back and forth dialogue. I cannot do that. I just don't have the time. So I have made a policy decision. I never answer questions on YouTube. If you have a question, send me an email. That is how I will address your questions. And also, if your questions are broad-based, I will carry them over and I will address them on the radio program. That is the best way to do that. I wish I could, but right now, folks, I'm in a position where I spend 3 to 4 hours a day on the phone. And I will get literally scores, if not over 100 emails a day. Now imagine 5 minutes per email, and imagine how many hours I'm having to take just answering emails. And now people want to carry on dialogues on YouTube, let alone Facebook. It's not possible. The YouTube video is an addendum to the weekly newsletter. It's all at thesedonaconnection.com. And the newsletter is kind of an additional addendum to the radio program that goes on each week. Most of the content is in the radio program. I use Blogtalk Radio. Now there you can listen to those programs archived. Well, how do you do that? Well, you go to my website, thesedonaconnection.com. And there is always a link there to the weekly radio program on Blogtalk Radio. When you open up Blog Talk, the program will automatically start playing. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit to download because I think Blog Talk is running into bandwidth problems. That's just my opinion. But here's what else you can do. About 3 to 4 hours after the radio program is done is when they post it on Blog Talk. And if you will notice, when it starts playing in the upper right-hand corner is a downward arrow. You can download the program. And that brings up what is called the audio bar. You right-click on the audio bar, and then it will give you an option to what is called Save the File As. So you can save it as an MP3 file. And that way you can listen to it throughout the week. You can download it to your computer, to your smartphone, whatever you want. And you don't have to worry about sitting down in one spot and listening to a full 2-hour radio program where most of the content is going to take place. Those of you that commute to work, listen to it while you're commuting or whatever is sufficient for you. So this week, I want to introduce that to you just to let you know, welcome again here to the Sedona Connection. I'm thankful that you're a part of this. If you are new, I would encourage you to go back and listen to the last 4 and 5 weeks of the radio programs. Lots of in-depth content about this whole RVGCR, the positions that I take in contrast to some others, and also I explain where I've come from to the degree that I can. I tell you my sources. I cannot give them as individuals, but here's what I can say. I've been to Hong Kong 4 times. I've met with the dragon families. I am in touch with the trust that is funding most of this RVGCR. I have contacts with some of the largest, what I call money changers in Reno. And yes, there's this individual out there called the Admiral in Reno that a lot of you have heard about. I have 3 different people that I can pick up the phone, and they are all just one phone call away from the Admiral themselves. My list goes on. And so when I'm coming to you from information of what I call quality sources. And if I can't give you a quality source, then I just don't talk about it, because I'm not going to come out here and try to put out what I call disinformation. I also want to be very, very quick to admit I may not always be 100% right, because I'm dependent upon my sources, and yet sometimes they only give me limited information. Because I am a public voice, and because I am the one that is out there, that is out in the open somewhat more than others, they will be limited in the information that they give me, because they don't want me to accidentally say something that may create some problems. But if you notice, when it comes to currency issues, to my knowledge, I'm the only one out there that's giving you my real name, coming to you on video, giving you an idea of the quality of the sources that I have. There are a couple others that do use their names, but they're not involved in the currency issues. They are involved in the broader, what you'd call RVGCR issue. Also, if you notice, again, in the last 3 weeks, I have been allowed to open it up so that you can come and you can get on the list to be involved in these private exchanges. And based on what my sources have told me, I'm the only one that they're allowing to do that. So if you have other private exchange sources, fine, go ahead, participate in that. You do whatever you feel is best for you. If you listen to my program from a couple of weeks ago describing why we are being allowed to do this, then you will understand that I'm just one of the parts of that. I'm not the whole complete in its entirety, but yet this is a source that friends can talk to friends and refer to friends and can become involved in this. Now, how long is my list going to be open? I don't know. I cannot tell you exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised if that closes down in the next 1 to 2 weeks. So if you want to have friends involved in this, I would encourage you to do so. Again, what I say is everything of contact information or what I am doing is all based on my website, thesedonaconnection.com. You go there, you're going to find these videos. And if you go to YouTube, you're going to find all of my YouTube videos from the last 3 years that are there that you can take your time to look through. If a YouTube video is 20 minutes or more in its length, and that's kind of an average, it usually means there's good content in it. If it's shorter, it's just general information for the week. But also, you're going to always find the links to all of my Blogtalk Radio programs in there as well. So thank you very much. And again, for all of you new folks, welcome to your connection here with the Sedona Connection. And I'll enjoy having you or listening in or calling on the radio program tomorrow night. All right. Thanks a lot and have an absolutely wonderful week. Okay. Bye-bye.